7 hours, 40 minutes. The South Africans' vehicles are parked next to the Chinese container. The whole team readies itself. Some check weapons, while others carry ammunition boxes and load them into the back of the Humvee. Botha stands in the gun turret and supervises. "Pieter, we finished now." Pieter replies, "Yes, we have everything we need." He steps out of the container. "Only a few more supplies to load."
"Good, then we are ready."
"Which direction?"
"The sun is a heavenly body. It will guide us."
The South Africans finish loading the crates, then jump on board their vehicles. Pieter hops onto the KTM. He nods a "ready to go" towards Botha. Botha pauses, then looks over at the dead Chinese bodies.
"Tell me, Pieter."
"Yes?"
1 billion Chinese. You agree?
"Maybe more."
1 billion people of the lesser race, and we fight and kill 10 weakest ones. Why is this?
"They had no fight in them."
"Then this is our penance."
Pieter shrugs. "We are punished for being strong?"
"No, we are punished for being weak."
"I do not understand."
"A man's soul cannot rest until the inner torture of uncertainty is cast aside. It is only then that he will know the truth. We are weak because we do not know how strong we really are."
"We are Afrikaners. We are invincible," Pieter protests.
"Afrikaners who have only culled frightened cubs in a locked cage. This is no sport. It is only slaughter of the meek. There is little nobility for us to fill our chests with honor our forefathers could be proud of."
Pieter says, "We live, and now we have their money also. This is what we wanted. The message said, 'Make South Africa proud today.' This is what we are doing. Have we not won the first battle?"
"Only a shallow victory. This is not our legacy."
"Then what is?"
"The war. To win this war!"
Botha shouts to his team.
"We go!"
Engines start, and the convoy moves out. As Botha leads in the Humvee, he talks to himself.
"To hunt the beast, we'll go into the beast's lair."
Several miles away, Joao Garcia sits in the yellow Humvee's front passenger seat. He is a small man but carries a big gun, which is pointed at the temple of the old man sitting next to him, Marcos Garcia. Marcos drives the Humvee over the salt pan. "You like to drive?" Joao asks. Marcos stares straight ahead. His hands grip the steering wheel. Fearful, he nods. "I also like to drive, but today I let you drive. I am a generous man. You think I am a generous man?" Marcos doesn't divert his eyes from the salt pan ahead. He nods again. Joao shouts out the window to Carlos Garcia, who rides a dirt bike alongside the Humvee.
"Hey, amigo, when we get out of here, you and me drink tequila and go fuck some Latina whores, eh?"
Carlos pats the yellow case strapped on the back of his KTM.
"No, we drink the best tequila that money can buy and only fuck the dirtiest whores."
Joao laughs.
"Yes, $100 million of dirty Brazilian whores. I like this."
He is happy. He sings and makes up a song.
"Hey, yo, where you going with that cash in the bank? I'm going down Sao Paulo to fuck the whores all around town." "Hey, yo, where you going with that cash in the bank? I'm going way back home to shoot me another gringo down."
He finishes.
"You like my song, old man?"
Marcos nods. Joao pushes the pistol harder into the side of Marcos's head.
"Faster, or it's..."
He pretends to pull the gun's trigger.
"Pow, pow! Long sleep time for you."
The South American convoy gathers speed. Botha notices some movement on the horizon and holds up his hand. He shouts, "Halt!" The South Africans slow their vehicles to a stop. Botha looks through his binoculars. "What do you see?" Pieter asks.
"Yellow. 3 yellow vehicles. They have slowed. The Humvee. It has something on top. I cannot make it out. Wait, is that their mortars?"
Botha laughs.
"They have mortars on the truck's roof? Fools!"
Pieter picks up his dirt bike and jumps up onto the Humvee's gun turret. Botha passes him the binoculars.
"Their flags. South American."
Pieter scans the vehicles. "They are stopping."
"Then we have nothing to fear again. It is disappointing that we again meet such poor competition."
"Do we attack?"
"No, we wait. The hot-headed doggo blood running through their veins will make them act first and think later.
The South American convoy trundles to a full stop. Yoeo leaves the Humvee and walks towards Carlos. They both look out toward the South Africans in the distance.
Do we go around them or go back?
Carlos asks.
My name is Joeo Martinez Escuerdo Villanova Garcia.
Yoeo points to his chest using the pistol's tip.
Nobody stands in my way. We go forward. Then I think the truck should go first. I will follow with the bikes close behind you. We will charge at them. They are the ones who will run.
Carlos nods, then starts his dirt bike.
Carlos?
Yes?
The case? Yes.
Yoeo points his pistol toward the back of the Humvee. Carlos gets the message. He rides the KTM around to the rear of the Humvee. Yoeo jumps back into the front of the Humvee.
We keep going.
He pushes the pistol into the side of Marcos's chest.
No, please, I beg you, show some mercy. I am afraid.
Marcos protests. His hands grip the Humvee's steering wheel to stop them from shaking.
And I am not.
Yoeo then calls over his shoulder towards the rear of the Humvee.
Is it done?
It is, Carlos yells. He shuts the Humvee's rear door, but the yellow case remains on the back of his bike.
Time to fight, old man.
Yoeo motions with his pistol to go forward. Marcos's legs quiver uncontrollably. He only just manages to push down the Humvee's throttle. The big truck travels forward. Piter spots the South Americans' convoy move.
They advance.
Piter hands the binoculars back to Botha.
Do we attack now?
We'll wait, Botha shouts.
Prepare yourselves.
I can't. Marcos pulls his foot away from the truck's throttle.
Then you die.
Yoeo pistol whips the old man, and he falls forward, holding his hands up to protect himself. The Humvee swerves violently and lurches from side to side. Shouts come from above as the South Americans cling onto the Humvee's topside. Mortar shells roll off the roof and bounce onto the salt pan floor. Behind the truck, Carlos dodges and darts his bike to avoid the shells. Yoeo reaches over the terrified old man, opens the driver's door, and forces Marcos out of the Humvee. The old man cries out,
No, please!
As his body is propelled out of the Humvee, and in a last attempt to save his own life, Marcos grabs onto the swinging door. His legs trail and drag along the ground. He loses his grip, and his fragile legs snake sideways under the truck and are crushed by the Humvee's rear wheels. Yoeo regains control of the steering wheel. He pushes down hard on the throttle. The big truck kicks forward. He shouts to his teammates on the roof,
We fight!
Botha is calm. He calls down to the Humvee's driver.
Slow ahead. Wait for my command.
The Humvee rolls forward toward the South American attack. Piter follows on his bike, the quad slightly in front of him.
They have come to fight, so we will oblige,
Botha shouts.
Now!
The Humvee lurches forward. The South Africans open fire. Both teams hurtle toward each other and open fire in a deadly game of Humvee chicken. The South Americans try to load a mortar. The Humvee moves too fast for him. Unsteady on his feet, he trips and falls. He slides over the edge of the roof. A teammate grabs his hand to save him from falling onto the salt pan. He swings and bounces along the side of the truck. Carlos has seen enough. He pulls his KTM up short and stops. He sits up on his bike, folds his arms, and watches the South American Humvee and quad race away from him. As the new custodian of $100 million, he becomes a very rich spectator.
Halt!
Botha raises his hand. The pink convoy skids to a halt. South African bodies spill out onto the salt pan. Botha shouts,
Take cover! Fire at will!
The 8 Africans hide behind their vehicles, raise their guns, and shoot out volley after volley of lethal, accurate firepower. Bullets smash into the South American Humvee. Its windshield implodes. At a speed of 900 meters per second, 2 5.56 millimeter rounds hit Yoeo. The first one slams into his throat, and he screams blood. The second one sails cleanly through his right eye. His life ends. The South American's truck slows and comes to a standstill, its occupants making one last futile stand. They are picked off one by one. Their quad is hit and explodes. His team annihilated, Carlos has seen enough. With a parting, Nice knowing you, amigos, he spins the dirt bike around in the opposite direction and speeds away from the carnage. The South Africans stand up and dust themselves down. Pleased with their victory, they pat each other on the back and shake hands. Botha uses his binoculars to scan over each bloody yellow uniformed body, checking for life. They have all met their maker, yes? Peter asks.
They go to a better place.
Peter spots a flash of yellow moving at a speed in the far distance.
There, he points. Something moves.
Botha sees it too. He drops his binoculars and grabs a sniper rifle.
He escapes with the case.
Quickly, he raises the gun.
Can you shoot?
Peter yells. Botha pulls the trigger. Boom! The bullet misses Carlos. The South American KTM and rider disappear over the horizon.
The bike, it has the case.
Botha throws the gun down in anger.
The devil rides on his shoulder, he yells at Piter. I want that case.
Piter runs over to his KTM. He yanks a pistol out of the hand of a teammate and tucks it into his uniform. Botha shouts, "After him! Quick!
After him! Quick!"
Piter leaps onto the dirt bike and races after Carlos. Botha screams at him,
"Get me that case!"
The chase is on.